the word passion. People use that word a lot, but what does it actually mean? And, when I went to university, I studied economics and accountancy. And that was my first big mistake in life, where I was sitting in these lectures thinking, I have no passion for this course, for this subject. I'm just literally existing. At that point, I thought, what do I do? Do I leave? Do I switch course? Do I go somewhere else? And I just carried on. I should have tried to switch to something that I had passion for, because I realized since that if you've got passion for what you're doing, you're going to do well. You're going to enjoy your project, your life, your job. For anyone out there who's starting careers or whatever and feel they're in a job where they're not really passionate about it, my advice would be you got to move on. You got to search for your passion. You got to find something you're passionate about. Because if you find things you're passionate about, everything just rolls. Life is sweet. You're good at what you do. You energize people, and you'll do well. You'll be successful.
I know that for me personally, when I feel something, and I would say sometimes it's even like a calling around what it is I want to kind of throw my energy into, there's actually a physical reaction for me. Apart from the deep curiosity about, oh my gosh, like what would that look like, or where might that lead, and what adventure would that produce? There's actually a physical thing that happens for me, and your story echoes so loudly with me, because I had the same experience at university. I decided I was going to do business science law, and I was sitting in lectures on stats and things, and I was just like, I felt emotionally drained, and I felt physically ill, because I was having nosebleeds because I didn't know what the hell the lecturer was talking about. And my pad was also full of doodles, and then my mates were writing furiously, which made it even worse. But when I switched and I pursued my love of history, there was a physical feeling for me as well, that just you felt lighter. You felt, and you were well aware that historians made significantly less money than lawyers, but there was just a lightness to my existence. There was a sense that I was just following. I was exactly where I was meant to be, and staying true to that was actually sometimes quite hard, because you were having difficult conversations with your parents, with other stakeholders, people sponsoring you. But it was the best thing that I stumbled into. But I just remember that sense for me was that like lightness, physical lightness, and a completely different mental disposition, and a curiosity that I never had when I was doing the other thing.
I mean, you were brave then. You did. You switched, and I just didn't. I think in those days I was low on confidence when I look back. People deep down, if you have a good deep chat with them, young people, they will come out with some things that they like or they want to do, but then they might say, but I'm not sure if I could get into that, or that's really competitive. So to these people, I would say it doesn't matter. If that's what you think your passion is, it doesn't matter. Don't make excuses. Try that route. If you genuinely think in your heart that's a good route, you should try that route. And I'm not a careers advisor, but I speak to a lot of founders, a lot of young founders. So I think, just get on it and start trying things. You can be good at anything you want. I think most people can be good at anything they want if they set their minds to it. You can pretty much be trained to do anything, to be good at anything. So when someone says, I'm not good at that, it's often just a self-limiting belief, isn't it? And, they can get past that if they want to, conquer their fears, do it. And once you've done it, once you've proved you can do a job that you thought you'd never be able to do, and then you actually like it, that's a good feeling. You think, God, I gritted my teeth, got on with it, learned it, and kind of proved it and smashed it out of the park. So confidence just keeps building if you do things like that.
I think that's a huge, like for me, that's massively important what you said there, because even as you said it, they're just trying things. I think sometimes when people talk about passion or purpose, and I know I'm just interchanging those words, but sometimes because I think it can sound the same, it can come across as though we should know what it is like perfectly in advance. What are you passionate about? And it's like, oh shit, I don't really know exactly what I'm passionate about. But then it's going a level deeper and go, well, what is it you're drawn towards? What is it that you would like to give a go? And it struck me that what you were saying is like you kind of sometimes you just know, oh, I really feel it. But other times you do stumble upon it. You're drawn in a direction and you just give it a go. And then you're like, oh, suddenly you find what you're passionate about. And to me, it's just that difference between an intellectual exercise and a real life exercise. Like real life, you kind of you you find out what you're passionate about. But the intellectual exercise is thinking that you need to know it in advance in order to make the decision as to what to do next. If you look at yourself or you look at people that you mentor, what would you say is the kind of the difference between, the people who really scale their passions or people who stall?
I think the people that fail are the ones that overcomplicate it, try and sell to too many different people and create multiple products when they haven't even proved the first product can work. So again, they're overcomplicating the whole thing. And the business therefore becomes a management nightmare with no sales, with no scale up, which is what it's all about. You need growth. So if you can't get the growth in, don't just create multiple products and go into more jurisdictions. It's normally not the right path, in my opinion. Some people would disagree.
It was a line in the end of towards the end of your book, Scale Up Millionaire, and it was right towards the end, and it said, "Have faith in your vision and start taking action." And what I'm just playing that back now because I think that could just as easily be have faith in your passion and start taking action. Trust yourself. You said that you found yourself at some point. It's like, that strikes me again. I'm curious if that resonates. That is part of this is the connecting with the self. Like you find yourself and you start to go, oh, that's my truth. That's what I feel. Okay, well, can I have faith in that and just take action and see where it leads?
Yeah, definitely. I love now. I'm much less into what I do in terms of my performance, but I just love having an impact on other people now. That's my thing. That's where I get my enjoyment, my pleasure, whatever. It's not about me being successful. I just love seeing Mick and you guys, I'm sure the same, making a difference to other people the way you can see the potential of them more than they can even see it.
And we often say on this show, Gordon, that, and I think Al coined this phrase, but the universe, when you act on that passion, when you act on that wisdom, and you don't know where it's going to lead, and to the point you made earlier in the episode where you said, forget the fact that other people are doing it, forget the fact that there's competition out there, and maybe somebody else has built a similar mousetrap. Like if this is your thing, this is a key part of the formula. Like get after it, and 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 Elle has this lovely phrase that the universe will meet you at the point of your action. In other words, like put your head down, have a go find out what you need to find out, because when you do, then the magic starts to unravel. It starts to unfold, and then you start to see things that you would never have done if you just stayed sort of trapped in a noisy intellect, second guessing yourself, and
Totally. This momentum, with that in mind, I think momentum's a huge thing in life and business. And often when I meet people who are stuck or stalled or they haven't got going, I think, do you know what? Let's say they've got, they're running a little business and they haven't really made any sales. I say to them, do you know what? If you just make 2 sales, 1 sale, 2 sales, 3 sales, how are you going to feel when 3 sales have come in worth X amount of money? And they go, really good. You go, well, it's only three sales you have to make. And then you'll have some kind of momentum. And then if you can go from 3 to 10, imagine how much momentum you then got. You've got 10 customers, 10 testimonials, 10 reference sites, and then 10 to 20, 20 to 50. But it's breaking it down, isn't it? So they think, I can do that because anyone can make 1 or 2 sales. I feel like I could train anyone, coach anyone to make 3 sales in their business. And then their life changes. But you've got to get that momentum in to see, I guess, if it is your passion, if it is your truth, because until you see it start to move, you actually don't know how you feel about it.
We have a closing tradition on the podcast, which is to ask our guests if they could create their bumper sticker for life, what would it say and why?
I quite like that. You know, the old Nike thing, just do it. I still think that's so good. But I'll probably add in an F and turn it to J for bumper sticker, JFDI. The F you'll probably guess for just a bit of oomph. And I just think it's great, isn't it? Because so many times you're with people, whatever, or you're with yourself, and it's good self-talk as well. It's like you're humming and hawing, we're procrastinating. I think I should just do this thing. But you're like, oh, I'm not sure. And the chimp's going in your head and the chatter's going on and you just want to do it, or you need someone else to tell you, just effing do it. And I think in life it's really important, isn't it? Because however talented you are, or however confident you get, or we all have this self-doubt thing that creeps in, don't we? And it's really frustrating because people can end up missing out on things just because they let the fear override the promise, the excitement of what they could actually, what's on the other side of doing the thing. So I just think, I think it's a good mantra. Good mantra for life.
I love that. I often say to people, action kills fear. So I just love it. Like, just effing do it. Just effing do it and see what happens on the other side.